Colin Farrell's Penguin character from the 2022 film The Batman was so well received that HBO ordered an 8-episode miniseries, and Colin Farrell returns to play the role. Let's talk about the Penguin. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for The Penguin. This is a mini-series on HBO and HBO Max, but I will say this to me seems like if everybody is on board to keep continuing this universe, I think that this is one of those shows that they originally say is a mini-series but could easily get picked up for multiple seasons because I think there's a lot of stories to tell here. So anyway, before we launch into the specifics any further of the show, let me welcome you back to Dan Reviews It. If you are one of my subscribers already, thank you so much. If you're not, though, please consider subscribing, click that notification bell so you get the alerts for all my drops. And of course, liking this video and commenting below helps out as well. So look, I was not the biggest fan of the 2022 The Batman movie. I liked it. I gave it a B, but you know, there were people that were just raving about it and whatever. But look, one of the clear standouts from that film was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Personally, I think he may have been snubbed for a supporting actor nomination. I mean, he is unrecognizable in the role, and they continue that here. I was actually a little surprised because it seemed like he put so much work into that character, and especially like sitting in the makeup chair for no doubt hours every day that they were filming, that I was surprised he wanted to reprise this role for the TV series. But obviously, you know, he felt some kind of attachment to it. So the director of the Batman film, Matt Reeves, was on board here. By supervising the writing staff, was involved in hiring the creative team behind the show. So, you know, he wanted to continue his vision of the Batman. And look, there were, you can watch my my review of the Batman with my buddy Tim. You know, we talked about the ins and the outs of that movie, you know, what we liked, what we didn't like. But we both agreed that, you know, Robert Pattinson was a really good Batman, but also the Penguin, Colin Farrell's Penguin, was like top tier. So this is less about, you know, the ins and the outs of Gotham City and Batman and whatever. And this is more of really a mob drama. I mean, it really is, you know, Gotham City meets The Sopranos kind of thing. And obviously that's the vibe they were going for. Does that always work? You know, I was a little trepidatious, I have to say, but it actually does. You know, look, I'm not as familiar with the Penguin character as, you know, the Joker and some of the other Batman villains that we've seen, you know, all the time. I only really know the Penguin, I guess, a little bit from the old TV show in the 60s, but you know, from Danny DeVito's turn in Batman Returns. And this is obviously a different take. The whole universe is a different take. And that is one thing that I certainly can give the Matt Reeves Batman movie, that it was definitely trying to do something a little different. Obviously a little bit more gritty and realistic and stuff. It, you know, kind of started with the Nolan films, and then Matt Reeves took it, I think, even further. And so here we're exploring basically, you know, this universe and the underbelly of it all, and how Penguin, or his real name is Oswald Cobb, how he became the Penguin. This is sort of his run in, you know, the mob underground of Gotham and on all of this. And we see in the first scene of the first episode, you know, he kills somebody. Spoilers for that first scene. And then, you know, he has some regrets about that, and he has some questions about his own morality and all of that, which I think is interesting. And then you have his sort of counterpart here is Kristen Milioti, who plays Sophia Falcone, who becomes the Hangman. And we've seen her, you know, do a lot of like rom-com-y type stuff. She was the mother in How I Met Your Mother in the last season. And she's done like some sitcoms in that kind of vein. And she's done, she actually did a project for HBO, when it was HBO Max, that I thought was pretty interesting, called Made for Love. That only lasted 2 years. But this is probably her best role. I mean, she is really, really fun to watch here. And the two of them kind of, going back and forth is really, really engaging. And then you've got sort of the background stuff of this show. The set pieces are really, really intricate, and it's all very dark. Look, that was one of my big problems with the Batman film. I think it was too dark sometimes, literally, where you couldn't really see what was going on half the time. I'm not sure that this show falls quite into that trap, but I think if we're gonna have, look, we've seen gritty Batman stuff before. The TV show Gotham, for example, on Fox, kind of took it in that sort of direction, with mixed results. This is certainly better than that. But look, the real reason that this is working is Colin Farrell's incredible performance. Like, it's so wild, that if you were not told this is Colin Farrell, nobody would believe it. There's no hint even of his voice underneath all of that makeup and stuff. And there's just no way that a person would see this and hear this character and say, It is a true transformation, much like it was in the movie. I think this is certainly an extension of that. Is he doing, anything necessarily different with the character here? No, except for it's about him, so we're exploring the character more. But it is just this fantastic performance. Look, the mob stuff has been done before, and certainly by HBO, it's been done to the peak, which is The Sopranos. But exploring Gotham in that way is certainly very interesting. For me, this ends up as, I think, one of the best shows so far this year. Again, I really think that, well, I don't know how it ends. Maybe this ends with a definitive conclusion or whatever after the 8 episodes, but I really think that this could easily be an ongoing series if Colin Farrell is up for the job, sitting in the makeup chair all of those hours every single day before shooting. So we'll see. But for now, there's only 8 episodes planned. 4 of them have aired already on HBO as of this recording. So the back half of the season is still on the way. But I leave The Penguin with an A-. Certainly, like I said, one of the best shows so far this year. All right, thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It, and I'll see you next time.